Hello, and thanks once again for listening to the 177 Nations of Tasmania podcast. Your country has been invaded by the largest nation on earth, with the world's second biggest army. Missiles rain down on your cities. The country's infrastructure is emasculated and more than 10 million people are displaced. I am of course talking about Ukraine. Now, Tasmania could not be any further from the war zone, but the consequences of the war have been felt even here through rises in petrol prices and some food items, but perhaps most of all through the arrival of displaced Ukrainians. Now, Tasmania has a long history of Ukrainian settlement, with the Ukrainian Association of Tasmania celebrating its 70th anniversary in 2020, and this small but established community has been instrumental in helping these new arrivals adjust to their new life. Anna, who arrived last year with her husband Oleh and young child Nazari, is one of those new Ukrainians. And she has very kindly agreed to tell her story and share a bit about how she's bringing a little of Ukrainian culture to Tasmania and also using her art to support Ukraine at this most challenging time in its history.
My name is Anna Mikhalchuk. I was born in USSR, in Russia region, because my father is military. And that period of time, if you work for military, you need to move. And these directions can be different. It can be different city, different country. And that's why my mother followed my father, because she support him a lot. And that's why I was born in Russia. But my grandfather from Kiev originally. And after I have been live in Kiev since 3 years old.
Did all your family live close by? Or, how big was your family?
Mm-hmm. Family in Kiev, we were very close because we lived together with grandmother and grandfather, mother, father, and my sister. Mm-hmm. My sister is younger me in 4 years, so we were very close. And my mother is a teacher, and she has experience 40 years in teaching. But also she has a psychology degree, and now she is working with children with some disability of speaking. Mm-hmm. And I know that she helped a lot of children, and they start speaking after her lesson, after her mentoring and her help. So she is doing her great job right now. When war started, she can go to pension, so she can be retired, but she's still working. She's still working and help children, and I know that children love her. Yeah, they give her every time hugs, and I know that many her students every year they return to school for special day, 1st of September. It's start of school day, and every year they visit my mother and bring her some flowers and just say thank you.
Yeah, that reminds me of a little bit of my own experience that I wanted to explain for people listening. One thing that really surprised me in Russia, and I believe it was the same in all the USSR, was how much respect there was for teachers. And you had International Teachers' Day. It was a really big thing. I remember going we used the public school after hours, and we used the staff room, and we walked into the staff room. It's just full of flowers, and all the students will give you chocolates or flowers. It would never happen here. So I thought that was a really amazing cultural or difference. Yeah.
Yes, it's true. We try to appreciate help and teachers' experience, because teacher is very important people in your life. After parents, of course.
And I imagine at this time it's even more important, and with people's lives so disrupted. I think I've seen some TV programs sort of showing how the kids are learning in underground in Kharkiv.
Yes, and my mother said that when they have situation with children, when they need to go to special underground place, she was surprised how children can imagine different situations and can be not involved in that awful thoughts about bomb, about war. They try to, and teachers, of course, teachers can organize all the activities for children, like reading, some plays, some performances, and this is really hard job because you can help children not to be involved in the war in this way.
It's important psychologically as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's very good for mental health.
Yeah.
To do something together when this happens, and it's very good to have very confident adult near you, like teacher, that can help you.
So when you were at high school, did you have some idea or conception of what you might do in the future?
Of course, you have a lot of dreams.
Yeah.
When I was younger and I was teenager, I always loved painting. I'm doing painting since 5 years. I mean, like professional painting, when you have some lessons from teachers and when you attend some classes after school since 5 years old. Also, I try dancing, swimming, so I had a lot of hobbies.
Yeah.
So I try a lot of things, good things. And I had 2 dreams, like for future, what kind of profession I would like to be. And I was dreaming about be a counter. A counter, because that time in my mind I imagined that a counter is a very expensive profession, so you can have a lot of money. I don't know why I thought about this. And another profession that I was thinking it was interpreter. Mm-hmm. Interpreter, because it was interesting for me how people can communicate and how I can help people to communicate and understand each other. But I always love painting.
When you finished school, did you pursue that sort of art direction further?
No, after school I decided to go to the college, and I decided to receive my first degree, and it was college with programmer degree. So I'm programmist. Also,
programmer, you mean like computer programmer?
Yes, computer programmer. I can do this, but I don't like it. It's a little boring for me, and I'm not confident in this. So I know that I can do this in future, or if I will learn more about this, but I don't like to do this. But it was a good start. While I was in college and I studied programming, I learned web design. It was my decision. Because it was interesting for me how to create some banners for websites, some banners for offline, like for magazines, for newspaper, and I took some professional lesson and course, and I learned how to do this. And after my first degree, I had a work, and this work was with web design. 1 year I worked after college. I spent time working at and have experience in web design, offline and online. But after 1 year, I recognized that I want more. I need bigger degree, and I chose Kyiv Polytechnical University. It's one of the biggest, one of the famous university in Ukraine. And I decided to go and learn marketing because I like marketing. It's very interesting theory, because you need to know everything. You need to know people, you need to know psychology, you need to know market, you need to know your competitors, and you need to learn. Every time you need to learn, because market is change every time. I did marketing, and I get my bachelor degree in marketing, and I start working like marketer. After 4 years experience, I learned a lot about digital marketing, about email marketing, so all these things, and of course web design, because in this company we focus on UX, we focus on customers, and I knew how to get a really pretty website. This job finished when I was on maternity leave with Nazari.
Okay.
Yeah, I decided to focus on Nazari's born.
Yep.
And I decided to be more calm, without stress, because it's a special moment and it can be only once in your life. I mean, when you're waiting for your baby. And I decided to leave company, yes, and I was focusing on Nazari. And I really enjoy my maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy this emotions, this period of life. But when Nazari was 1 year old, I started thinking about my future, like my personal future. And that time, it's a very important time when you can change, because you have some ideas that you want to change. But I didn't know exactly what I want. And one day I searched for some present for my friend, and I found some interesting art that I didn't see before. And I started looking on it because it was very attractive. And then I read that this is Ukrainian folk art Samchikivka. I was very surprised. And I started learning more, searching more about this style, and it was inspiration. And I decided to learn this style, and I chose my teacher, Olga Mashevska. And it was a coronavirus also. You can't go anywhere, so you have time to sit at home. If you have good internet, and it was online course. And I had all the materials at house. First, I tried to do this by myself because I'm confident I can do this. I know all techniques. Okay, I'm looking and I realized that it was not really that style. So I decided to learn, and I learned this style, and now I can create, and I can create art in this style. And
where did you go from there with it? Like, did you decide that's what I'm going to do?
Yes, it was like, sometimes you have ideas from your mind, but it was ideas from my heart. Mm-hmm. I recognize this. I just decided to find teacher and learn this style, and my family, my husband, Oleh, and my son helped me to do this, because my husband can be with my child while I learned this.
And how long did you study for it before you felt confident, I suppose?
Good question. It was not very long course, but not very short for art course. Mm-hmm. It was probably 3 or 4 months, but every week it was different lesson with homework and with some criticism from teacher. Okay. I really appreciate any criticism from my teacher, and always I ask for this. I just I don't like. I like when my teacher said, "Oh, this is very good work." Okay, I said, "Okay, teacher, could you please tell me what can I do better, or what is wrong with this?" I just ask for this question because she is professional, and it's good to know, and this is very good for your learning, for your level up. And in the end of the lessons, I remember situation when my teacher said me some criticism about some elements, but I was confident on that period of time. I can explain why I did this. And from that period of time, I felt that I'm confident, and I can, when you can explain your artwork, so it shows that you're more confident and you can learn it. You understand the style.
And so was it your idea or plan to become an artist full-time?
No, it was not my idea that time. I just decided to learn that style for myself. Okay. I didn't know how I can implement that style. I just decided to learn because I wanted to know that style. I wanted to paint something on gate, or on that period of time. I didn't have an idea to have some money from art. It was just for soul. When I was confident and I learned the style, I started make some present with this style. I remember that I made, it was in Ukraine, greeting cards, big greeting cards on canvas paper for my father, with a poem for my father. So I decided to decorate my my gifts for my family. One of the values of my family was reading, and we had a big library at my house with different kind of books. Like my grandfather loves more fantastic, like science fiction book. My mother loves detective, Agatha Christie, and
Okay.
another one. And I like tales. I remember that I had a big book with probably thousands of tales, and all these books was with a graphic illustration, so it's interesting every time to look and explore. And also my family loves attending museums. So I can answer for your question that my family was very intelligent, and they grow inside me just this feeling to describe something via words and via arts. And another little addition for your question is I remember that my parents always wants me to try something new. That's why I attend dance classes, swimming pool, some sports classes and art classes, and I really appreciate this when you can try everything, you can choose which one you like.
Tell me about the circumstances behind leaving Ukraine and, you know, the build up to that.
We had everything in Ukraine. You know, we had an apartment, but first we have support from family because our family stay in Ukraine. And we had an apartment, we had a car, we planned our lives. So my husband had work. I was on maternity leave.
And so what was your husband doing? What was his work?
He had some business with handymans. He managed all handymans, so he can spend time with family. And it was a great time. We can travel, we can enjoy Ukraine, traveling on Ukraine and outside Ukraine. And when my husband liked to listen news and analyze news, and before war started, he analyzed situation and he suggested for our family to leave Ukraine. We decided to travel before, and it was like we decided very quickly after his prognosis. We didn't know exactly, but when you read news about some military activity with thousands of military and big army, and we had some predictions that it can happen. That's why we took our backpacks and just a baby car for Nazari, and we left Ukraine and we moved to Portugal. And first we were there like tourists, and the news about war we found us there.
So when you left, did you expect to be gone for a long time?
It's also interesting question because we had some prediction. We didn't have some. We can't say that time that it was 50-50. You know.
Yeah.
We have some predictions that it can be. We were not ready for this. We didn't have some documents with us, necessary documents. We didn't do the things that you predict before this happened. But we can't say that everything will be okay. Something like this.
So I suppose it's like you're seeing dark clouds on the horizon. It's like, oh, we better get out of here.
Yeah,
but you don't know how bad the storm is going to be.
Yes. What you describe is very bright. It's very clear about this. Yeah, and you prepare some umbrella, but you don't know when. But you don't lock your, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't expect your house to get blown over.
Yes.
You left as a precaution, not thinking you're going to be gone for a long time.
Yes. And the news about war found us in Portugal, and my husband just opened the door and said the third war is starting.
Wow.
Yes. it was in the morning and I didn't understand this point. I started reading news and it was shocked because I can't believe 3 days. I can't believe in this. I just hold my telephone and I can't close it because every news you can read and district. You know all the districts. What news talking about? You know all these places, and just now I'm I'm telling this, and I remember my feelings because it was unbelievable that this can happen with my family, with my country, with my people, and it was really shocked. After we start to call our relatives and our friends, and our relatives when war started was in Kiev. And my husband suggest very hard suggest to move them from Kiev because Kiev is a main goal for invasion. I think you don't know what you should do, but you can suggest something. And my husband suggests to leave Kiev. And after his words, my parents, my grandmother and mother and sister left Kiev to more close, to country. We have in the village we have house to be safe.
And was that your in-laws' place?
No, it was another place. It was my parents' place near Kiev, 100 kilometers from Kiev. It's more safety place because this is also a little village, but close to Kiev, 100 kilometers.
And at that time, what did you think was going to happen, or what did people think was going to happen?
It's hard to imagine. It's hard. It's time when you don't know what will happen the next minute.
Yeah.
That's why I can't. I keep this telephone and read any news and to be in touch with family, to be in touch with situations what happened. So, and you can't change this.
Yeah.
Even if you're in Kiev, in Ukraine, it's hard to change something when this happens. And we started thinking about what will be the next. We can't return to home just now because we understand that it will be more longer period of time. So we decided to choose country, but we can't stay in Portugal because it's not our country.
Mm-hmm.
It's another language. It's hard to English. I start learning from school, so for me it's easy to learn English instead of Portugal.
Yeah.
For my husband, he also decided to learn English, and we didn't have connections in Portugal.
Okay.
So we have friends in Hobart, Tasmania.
Okay.
And we decided to, and friends said of us that Hobart has Ukrainian community, and they invite us here, and we chose Hobart because Hobart is far from war. It's also far from our country, from relatives, from everything that you love, but it's a safe place for future, for son.
Yeah, and that's a really important thing. And I mean, actually, the Ukrainian community here is one of the oldest. I mean, outside the British migrant, but non-English speaking.
Oh, Mark, when we came, I didn't realize that Hobart has so strong and united community. Yes, of course, it's not big community, but it's very united, and community helped us a lot to settle in. Special first time when you don't know everything, you don't know how to fill Medicare form, for example. Because when I saw 100 questions, more than 100 questions, I was really surprised and I was shocked.
And did you know much about Tasmania before you came here?
Of course, I know about Tasmanian devil. That's all. That's all. Because I don't need this information before, because we didn't plan to move. It was a very quickly decision, and of course we thought about future. We thought that this is safety place where we can get support, first from government, because we need some kind of visa to be here, and second from community, from people. That's why we decided to choose Tasmania.
Yeah.
We didn't know that Tasmania is so beautiful. So, yeah, Hobart especially, you can see mountain from your window. You can see water. And when I first saw Hobart, when we landed in Hobart, I saw hills. I saw pine tree, and I saw rivers and lakes, and I said, Oleh, it looks like Ukraine. Yes, and I first saw Hobart. Hobart also have two sides.
Yeah.
We have Derwent River and two sides of river, and I said, look, it looks like Kiev.
What were your sort of initial or early experiences? What were some of the challenges that you experienced?
Oh, the challenges. First of the challenges is language. For me personally, it was hard, but I learned English before, but I didn't have speaking practicing. I could read and I could write with Google Translator. Yeah, but I didn't speak. Even speak via phone was really complicated for me. If I remember my first time when I need to speak with some organizations, it was really hard. I asked someone to speak for me. Now I'm more confident. Okay, yeah, I can do this, but I can't believe now that I can't do this previously. For my husband and for my son, for them was really complicated, because my husband previously knew only yes or no, because he didn't need this before, because in Ukraine he worked on the local market, and that's all. My child also knew only cat, dog, something simple, some colors. And when Nazari first time heard some conversation between people with our network, he asked, "Mommy, what they talk about? I don't understand." And I was really disappointed of this, but it's time. It's time to learn. So English, it's a first difficulties, but we realize that we need to learn English because it's community language. Another thing is, in new country, everything is different, especially in Australia. Economic systems is different. Rental system is, I think, the second difficulties, because procedure is really hard. Procedure to find apartment or house is hard, and we didn't know this before. Another system is educational system, because for childcare you need to pay. In Ukraine, it's cheaper, and child can stay from 8 to 5, so you can work full time. So we have different systems. Yeah, and Medicare form and this procedure. And every procedure with visa is really complicated when you need to wait some decision. But I'm really thankful for Australian people and for Ukrainian community who help us to learn more about all this system and about how to settle.
And have you met many other Ukrainians who came at a similar time?
Yes, because we have Ukrainian lunch every month. Sometimes it's more often. So, and on this event you can meet another Ukrainians. And but previously we met a lot of people on rally, because we attended rally every Saturday, and first rally, not first, it was usual rally near town hall every day and afternoon. And we attend, and on this rally you can meet Ukrainians, and you can communicate, and you can meet Ukrainians from different cities. So yeah, I know another also Ukrainians who came after the war. Yeah, some of them it's mothers with children. When I came, I found that Tasmania has Ukrainian community, and this is great. But I also very thankful for Ukrainian community who was here a long period of time, who keep all traditions before war. So in any situation, they keep these traditions and they grow together, they have some events, and this is great. That's why they now, like our community now, can support Ukraine. This is amazing, and I agree with you that this is very good for Ukrainian community, because now Ukrainian community grows and people come, and this is more younger people, if we can say this, and with children, and many people from community, many displaced people from Ukraine. I know that they decided to stay in Hobart, in Tasmania. Our family, we also decided to stay in Tasmania, because we thought we are thinking about Nazari's future. Yeah. So Nazari will be a part of Ukrainian community in future, and this is, I think, it's good for community.
What was it like for your husband to adapt, considering his English was a lot less than yours?
It's another story about he did really well. He still learned English, but now he is more confident. First time I helped him to do something, to speak with people. I was his interpreter. But also we have a very good friend, Michael, and he was a teacher in Dominic school. And now we celebrated previous month, we celebrated 1 year that Michael is teaching Oleh every week. He come to our house and teach Oleh English. Michael is our good friend. Mm-hmm. Now Oleh is more confident. He still has a lot of mistakes, like me also, but he is more confident. He can speak by phone. He can use sometimes Google Translator, but it's okay. But he can understand people now, and he can try to speak with them, and people, magic, they can understand him. But he still need to practice and learn, so he attends course in TAFE.
And so what's he doing now?
Now he couldn't find job, like full-time job, or casual job, so he decided to open his solo trader, and he is doing gardening now. And another thing that I found, that people in Hobart, in Tasmania, loves art. Mm-hmm. Because in a little village can be art gallery. And I think this is great, because art is a part of culture, and you can, and if you have interaction with art, if you can observe art, it will be your culture level will be a little higher, and you can learn something new, something interesting. I start painting some Chikivka art probably on next week when we arrived. So first week was really stressful. We tried to change our time. But next week I just go to shop, buy some supplies and start painting. And today I showed you my first painting. It was greeting cards, handmade greeting cards with acrylic, and it was like connections, things that I can support Ukraine. First myself, I can support by myself, because when I'm painting I feel only good emotions. I feel happiness and calms. But then I start, it was situation in Bucha, in Irpin, and one of a friend, Sergey, he needed, his parents needed some help, and I started painting for him to fundraise money for his family. And I start with greeting cards. They was painted by hand. it was difficult. I didn't know how to organize this process. I just painted. Later, I asked how I can duplicate some printings more, because I can't spend a lot of time to paint one card. And I found a shop where you can print. It's Office Works. I had more cards, and we donated to Sergei that, and I realized also I present that cards for community, for friends, and I saw that people interested in this, like me. They also look at this and feel emotions and start asking me, what is this? What is type of style? Because for them it was new. It was something different from another part of the world. And their feelings, their feedbacks, they inspiring me to create more and thinking how I can emphasize this, how I can do this more, how I can create more. And also it was my way, and still is my way, to support Ukraine, because I started from a little level with greeting cards. I started popularizing culture, because Ukrainian community didn't know about this style.
Okay.
So I tried to to explain more, and I decided to paint canvas, and this is my first canvas, the Dance of the Dragon, canvas in Tasmania. And I found that my style changed, because it's another environment, another situations, another culture environment and natural environment. So my style is still Samchikivka, but it's different Samchikivka. When I saw this, when I recognized this, I decided that this is great experience. This is a unique experience, and I need to keep doing this. And of course, support from friends and feedbacks from friends. It was important. And when I start creating more, I found more in this style. I found very interesting things that I didn't see before. It's also about a story that you can tell with this style. And I found new animals that I didn't see before on my art. So it's and I start to share this, and when people also can see this, it's amazing because they feel very positive emotion, because they discover something new for themselves.
And so you had some exhibitions in Hobart?
Yes, I had. First exhibition was a message for peace. It was organized by a hunter in Iceland Press, HIP, and they invited me to join them, and I prepared some prints for that exhibition, and they did a very great job, because they produced some cards and fundraising money, and donated money to Crisis Apparel. So it was very good initiative and very supportive initiative for me, like an artist.
So tell me about your Salamanca store and how that began.
In Ukraine, Samchikivka art was my hobby. It was just for fun, just for keep tradition. But in Australia, I started to do this more professionally. First, it was special for gift for my friends, for community. But one day, I saw that Salamanca market is very attractive for art, and I saw a lot of art there. It was unusual for me, because in Ukraine we have product market, and we didn't have art on that market.
Okay.
50 years, every Saturday, craftsmen from all Tasmania came to Salamanca and sell their products. It's amazing. It's amazing because this place connect all Tasmanians, and people can buy something, some good things there. Yeah, it's a really iconic place, and every tourist, I think, must visit it. It was my dream to be there because it's a great opportunity to communicate with people and really get feedback about your art and see emotions, if your art can produce some emotions for people. So it was my main idea and my main dream. This way was not simple. I started from Signet and from Hohenville market, and I was really happy when Salamanca managers approved my applying. And also I'm really thankful for Jill, who have a big stall on Salamanca market. She's selling on Salamanca 12 years. It's hard to imagine. When I knew this information, I was really surprised. But also I was surprised by her generous, because she was the first who shared with me her style on Salamanca. So I just need to put my art products, to create my art products, and I had a space on her style. And it was really great support, and because this is your real experience on Salamanca. After this, I was happy to receive approval from Salamanca managers and to be a casual stall holder. And now I have my own stall, and I can manage it, and I can put products that I can create, and this inspired me to create more and share with people. I was surprised how many people I can meet from another cities, from another countries, of course. And how many Ukrainians I can meet from Melbourne, from Sydney, from big cities, from mainland. And every time it's really good connections, and I saw their emotions, how they it's hard to to explain, but they feel this is traditional style, and this is very recognizable style. And people from especially from Eastern Europe, Poland, Slovenia, Slovakia, Romania, they always try to ask about this style. And because for them, they shared with me that it looks like their native style. And now on Salamanca, I call the style like Eastern Europe styles. They call it. I hear this a few times, and now I share this. And I also like to ask them, what do you see on this art? Because it's amazing chance to grow their answers and have these feedbacks. And it's interesting because it's like multicultural survey. And people from Asian countries, they also on freedom to be yourself, they see tigers, usual tigers, some owls or bird. People from Eastern Europe usually saw butterfly or birds or fish. So it's depend on your country background, of your nationality sometimes. So it's interesting for me to understand this. Food is also culture. And thank you for this question. Cuisine in Ukraine, it's different because people try to cook at home. It's very unusual when you go to a shop and buy something that you can just put to the microwave. Usually you spend a lot of time on the kitchen on your cuisine. And we have another tradition to have a lunch. Our lunch is more not simple. We have first, usually it's soup and or borscht, because borscht it's not a soup. And we have second, usually it's some garnier with some meat and salad. So we have very good lunch. We call it obid. And breakfast can be different. And also dinner, when family grows together and have some dinner, it's very special time when you can ask about how was your day today and share this with your family. And a lot of families has a little house in the country. So all these products is natural. For my family, we also has a little house, and this is from your garden, from your ground, so you know what you eat. It's very important because this is very healthy food. And we love potatoes. Only in Tasmania I recognize how Ukrainians love potatoes and sour cream and meat. Potato we can eat in different dishes. It can be roasted potato, it can be smashed potato, it can be pancakes with potatoes.
Yeah.
And we love different kinds of soups, and we love salads with mayonnaise, but different kinds of salads. And another interesting thing about food, as we have cold winter period of time when you can't grow in everything, you need to be prepared for this winter. And every summer you conserve starting from berries, and you start to conserve all vegetables, and put them to them in the ground.
Containers.
Special, no, not really containers. It's a special place underground where you can keep your products.
Oh, okay, like a cellar, but.
Yeah, like a cellar, but for vegetables and for conservations. So when friends come to our house, I try to prepare Ukrainian traditional dishes, and because this is also you can hear some stories, but also you can taste some food.
Yeah.
And you can recognize how different this food is from your food. And this is also good connection.
I sort of thought a lot of people won't really know what Ukrainian cuisine is. A lot of people, of course, heard of borscht.
Also, we have vareniks. Vareniki. It looks like dumplings, and it can be with different fillings. It can be potatoes, cabbage, meat, and it can be sweets. Like I really like vareniks with strawberries and with cherries, but with sour cherry. It's not sweet. It's also it's interesting taste. And vareniks very different, and usually you serve this dish with sour cream. Yeah, we love it. And also another national dish is голубці. It's cabbage roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and in village, people always cook a big, massive pan and pot with any dishes. And special with голубці, it can be big pot, and you can prepare this all day, or half of day. But you can eat it 2 or 3 days. It's very hard to explain about Ukraine just via words. But I try to explain that Ukraine is an independent country with a lots of resources, and I start to describe that Ukraine has ground, Ukraine has fields, Ukraine has mountain, Ukraine has 2 seas, Ukraine has rivers. So Ukraine is a very rich country, but not economically, but with resources country. And this is one thing. And another thing that I try to explain, that people in Ukraine, it's very brave and creative. I try to explain that we are the same because we also love our children. We also love our parents. We appreciate our teachers. Something is the same. We all we all in love in the main things. And family love, when family grows together, it's very important for Ukrainians. These 3 things I try to emphasize in any conversation.
Живе вільна Україна, хай живуть вічно козаки, хай цвіте червона калина, нехай згинуть воріженьки на вічні віки, нехай згинуть.